Today, we're going to talk about why you should have an ancestral healing at whatever age you are. If you are a teenager, it will introduce you to your ancestors. It will help you get in touch with those who've gone before you. You'll get that feeling and knowledge of knowing that what you're going through, others have gone through too. And they got through it, because if they hadn't gotten through it, you wouldn't exist. And if you're many decades into life, as I am, you will finally know what it means to be truly free. Because when you know where you come from, even at an emotional, spiritual level, being able to only depend on what you can feel emotionally and remember emotionally, it changes you. It frees you of all these unnecessary burdens you've assumed. Because once again, you remember there were those who've been before and been through everything you've gone through. So now, with your ancestral healing, with you healing your ancestors, healing yourself, you're laying the foundation for healing future generations. You can tell them about your healing. You can prepare them to heal their ancestors too, because they'll have different challenges that they will have inherited, different challenges from your ancestors, because they have different ancestral blood, not just your individual ancestral contribution to their genetic, spiritual, and emotional makeup. Now, we can't say that ancestral healing is going to make you a millionaire, help you to find the perfect lover, get you the perfect job. I'm not saying any of that. You might find yourself losing money because you feel so free, you're and carefree. You take a totally different look at those concepts you grew up with. You might even recognize that, hey, life isn't all about money, and money is just a thing. And how much money did Jesus have, or Buddha, or Muhammad? You know, what did they have? They had the knowledge of their ancestral lineage. And actually, they taught us that we all have that same divine ancestral lineage. But if we can't even find and acknowledge our human heritage, how much of our spiritual heritage are we missing? So that's another reason, another why for ancestral healing, because it is a spiritual process. Our ancestors, most of them, unless you're fortunate or young enough to still have parents and aunts and uncles. I have an uncle still who's 100 years old. And when I do my healing, I'm still doing that healing for him too, as well as for all of my ancestors who are gone. My parents, my grandparents, my step-parents, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, many gone, but many still here. And when you do an ancestral healing, an energetic process of clearing past challenges and pains and planting to blossom new dreams, opportunities, and futures. These are important. And especially at a time that we're living in now, here in the 21st century, with historic changes happening in nature, in health, in politics, in the world. Ancestral healing helps to tie you to something that cannot be taken. Lands can be taken, jobs can be taken, people can die, but knowing and being in touch emotionally and spiritually to your ancestors cannot be taken from you. It can be used to nurture and to strengthen you and to help you achieve those dreams and goals you set for yourself. And most of all, ancestral healing establishes you firmly as not being alone, as having a tradition of having value and knowing what it is. So those are some of the reasons for participating in ancestral healing. And I invite you to join me at my first online public ancestral healing coming up in May. You can find out more information by checking out the participate page at vibrantvelvetvoice.net and deciding how you want to participate. The easiest way is to be a patron for just $1 a month, and you will find out before anyone else about ancestral healings and racial healings and spiritual healings. And being the first to know means you can get in on the first healings that will always be a pay what you can for as little as $1. Thank you for listening. Remember to breathe deeply, smile, and be grateful.